Every once in a while I come across these posts online that discourage people from working hard. They say you should go home on time, you need to have work-life balance, your boss doesn't care about you, you're replaceable. So I think we'll take this opportunity to talk about working hard. Now, the fact that you are replaceable is absolutely true. Anyone can get fired at any time. And yes, no one's going to remember all these nights when you stayed up late working on the project, except for your family. They're the only ones who will remember because they have, well, missed you. But that still doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard or put in long hours. Now, one thing a lot of people want is job security. And it's kind of an unfortunate truth that we really don't have that. You know, all the jobs are basically can end anytime, no matter what your position is. When I worked for a bigger company, I felt like I have less control of it. And when I worked for smaller companies, I kind of had more in-depth as to what's going on in the company. So I felt, I would say, more job security, but it wasn't job security. I just knew better about what's going on in the company, and when potential layoffs may happen, you know, I kind of had more idea if we're making money, not making money, and so on. So one of the things people look for is job security, which you really cannot have. But there is something else we can have. And this is the term I heard online, and it's called skill security. Kind of interesting, never thought of it that way, but it really makes sense. You know, with a job, you're relying on a particular company keeping you employed. And if something happened, you lost the job, you don't have, you know, job security, right? But with a skill security, you're relying on your set of skills to get you another job should something happen with your current employer. It makes much more sense to rely on yourself and on your own skills to get another job as opposed to hoping for a stable position in a company. And this is where hard work comes in. As you can probably figure out, the point of this video is to acquire skills through hard work in order to be not irreplaceable in your current job, but be able to get any job you want. Now, some people say, well, why should I work hard for a company that doesn't appreciate me or doesn't do this or doesn't do that? The way you gotta think about it is, yes, when you put in long hours, you work in, or you choose to work on a more difficult project, you are working for your boss and for your company, and they're the ones who get the immediate benefit of it. But you're the one who getting the long-term benefit. So I've always enjoyed like these odd projects when somebody says, hey, you know, we're trying to figure something out, anyone can help us with this problem. And I would be like, sure, let me take a look at it. I wanted to see what the problem is. What is it that people can solve? And I wanted to see if I can come up with a solution. And even if I couldn't, I would have followed up later to find out what the solution was. And that's what I was doing to build up my skills. There is an expression, smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. And that really applies to pretty much any job you're working in. You don't want to be taking all the easy projects. You want to work on projects that you can learn from and learn new skills and apply them in the future. But what about 9 to 5? What about work-life balance? You know, you want to have that too. Well, you have to be honest with yourself what situation you're in. If you are just starting out, or if you are new in a company, or if you're in a competitive environment, well, that goes out the window. You have to put the hard work in. You can't be 9 to 5. In fact, even if you are working 9 to 5, your brain has to be working past those hours. You know, when you go home and you still have some kind of problem that's unresolved. That's what I've been doing early in my careers. You know, I was still thinking about it. You know, like example I gave before, where we had a group of people and we couldn't figure out solution to a particular problem, and we all went home. But I was still thinking about it. It's not like I just left it behind. And that's what you got to do. You have to be obsessed over a problem so that you could solve it, learn from it, and acquire those new skills. Of course, always working hard isn't sustainable long term, and you will have changes in your life. You know, people have kids, get married, things like that. But you have to take certain time to put the hard work in order to acquire the skills you need to have an easier life in the future. So in my opinion, you should ignore all those stupid posts because it is pretty much impossible to be successful without putting hard work in. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you on another video.